Hello everyone. Today we will see what is stimulus timing. Timing is a very important parameter in any of the design. The timing between the test bench and the design must be carefully orchestrated. At a cycle level, we need to drive and receive the synchronous signals at the proper time in relation to the clock. So if it is not received at the proper time, then we may get the error. So that stimulus timing and the synchronization of the signal with respect to clock is a very important design aspect. Drive too late or sample too early and the test bench is off a cycle. System Verilog has several constructs to help control the timing of the communication. Now, controlling timing of the synchronous signal with the clocking block. There is a construct known as the clocking block, which is used to help to synchronize the signals. An interface block uses the clocking block. This clocking block is used into the interface block. An interface block uses a clocking block to specify the timing of the synchronous signals relative to the clocks. Any signal in a clocking block is now driven or sampled synchronously, ensured that the test bench interacts with the signals at the right time. Clocking blocks are mainly used by the test benches but also allow to create abstract synchronous models. An interface can contain multiple clocking blocks. We have seen what is interface. Interface is nothing but it is a group of signals, and we have seen the example of interface connecting the test bench and the arbiter. So this interface block also uses the clocking block for the synchronization of the signals. An interface can contain multiple clocking blocks, one per clock domain, as there is a single clock expression in each block. Typical clock expressions are at passage of the clock or maybe at passage of clock 1 or negage of clock 2. Now how this clocking block can be used? In this example given, the clocking block CB declares that the signals in the block are active on the positive edge of the clock. So this is interface RBIF input bit clock. Logic 1 is to 0 grant and request. These grant and request of 2 bits are declared as logic. Reset is also of the data type logic. Clocking block. See this clocking CB. Clocking is again the keyword. Clocking CB at passage of the clock. So it is declaration of the CB. Output, request, input, grant and end clocking. See this is the beginning of the clocking block and this is the end of the clocking block. See in this example, clocking block CB declares that the signals in the block are active on the pause edge of the clock. We have mentioned here as the pause edge of the clock. And which are the signals used there? Request is used as output signal and grant is used as the input signal. So now mod port test uses the clocking block. Mod port also we have seen what is the mod port, which is used to define the signals with the directions. Mod port test clocking block. And now we are using clocking CB over here. It means that these are used as the, or you can say the test uses the synchronous signals from the clocking block. These two are treated as the synchronous signal by the test. Therefore, directly it is used as clocking CB and output reset. In CB, we have request and the grant, and test treats these two signals as the synchronous signals. Next, mod port DUT, input, request, reset and output is the grant signal and it is the end interface. Where clocking block is used? It is used into the interface block. Interface block already we have seen. In the interface block, the clocking block is also used, and this clocking block is used for the synchronization of the signals. And here in the test mod port, we are using clocking CB output reset. Clocking CB in the sense these two are used as the synchronous signals by the test. The program block and timing regions. The root of the problem is the mixing of the design and the test bench events during the same time slot. What if there were a way you could separate these events temporally, just as we separated the code? This new division of the time slot is introduced into the system Verilog. Now, what is that time division? See, there are many regions inside the system Verilog time step. Which are those regions? Active region, observed region, reactive region, and the postponed region. In the active region, the design is run. In the observed region, the assertions are evaluated. In the reactive region, the execution of the test bench is performed, and in the postponed region, sampling of the design signals for the test bench inputs is done. Therefore, the system Verilog time step is divided into such regions for the various activities: active region, observed region, reactive region, and the postponed region. In system Verilog, same thing what I have explained. Several new regions were introduced. First, to execute during the time slot in the active region where the design events are run. These include the RTL and the gate code plus the clock generator. The second region is the observed region where assertions are evaluated. Following that is the reactive region where test bench executes. Events in the observed and the reactive regions can trigger further design events in the active region in the current cycle. Lastly, in the postponed region, which samples the signal at the end of the time slot in the read-only period after the design activity has completed. So you have to remember these are the different regions in the system Verilog time step. Interface driving and sampling. The test bench needs to drive and sample signals from the design primarily through interfaces with clocking blocks. Asynchronous signals such as reset pass through the interface with no delays. See here, we can use Verilog, at, and wait constructs to synchronize with the signals in a test bench. This code does not do anything useful except to show the various constructs. How these constructs are used with respect to example, this particular example. Program, automatic test, bus if.tbbus, initial, begin, at bus.cb. What does this mean? Continue on active edge in the clocking block. Repeat 3 at bus.cb. Repeat 3 in the sense wait for 3 active edges. At bus.cb.grant. See here, neither the pause edge is mentioned nor the neg edge is mentioned. Therefore, continue on any edge. Here, particularly pause edge is mentioned. At pause edge of bus.cb.grant, continue on the pause edge. Here at neg edge of bus.cb.grant, continue on the neg edge. There is a wait statement over here. Wait bus.cb.grant equal to 1. Wait for expression. No delay if already true. At pause edge of bus.cb.grant or neg edge of bus.reset. Here wait for several signals end and end of the program. This is just to understand how the signals are used on the different edges for synchronization. What are the assertions? Assertions are primarily used to validate the behavior of the design. So basically assertions are used to validate the behavior of the design. We can create temporal assertions about signals in the design using system Verilog assertions. The assertions are instantiated similarly to other design blocks and are active for the entire simulation. The simulator keeps track of what assertions have triggered, so we can gather functional coverage data on them. I told you what is functional coverage. It gives you the coverage of the verification. There are two types of assertions. One is the immediate assertion and another one is the concurrent assertion. Immediate assertions are executed like a procedural statements. The test bench procedural code can check the value of the design signals and the test bench variables and take a action if there is a problem. Concurrent assertions are, it is the other type of the assertion which is called as the concurrent assertions. That is a small model that runs continuously checking the values of the signal for the entire simulation. That's all. Thank you.